Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Imagineers Disney Podcast. I am your host, Matt, travel agent over at Travelmation, and I am joined by my co-host, Susie. Hi, Susie.
Hi, Matt. How's it going?
Doing well, doing well. We ready to talk about some Christmas stuff in November?
Of course I am.
See, now, typically, I don't give into the Christmas thing until after Thanksgiving.
Same. It's a deeply held conviction. Thanksgiving is a wonderful holiday that deserves all of the attention, but Disney likes to break the rules, and their Christmas celebrations with everything start rather early.
First week in November.
Yes.
With the
pretty early
Christmas party that we discussed last week. If
Yep.
you have not listened to that episode, go back and check that out. That was last week's episode. We talk about the Christmas party and what you can expect for that. So we did say that we were going to be talking about some stuff in Epcot, and we are going to be talking about probably one of my very favorite things to do at Christmas in the parks, and that is Candlelight Processional at Epcot. It is part of the Festival of the Holidays, which we will actually do on our next episode. We will do a full walkthrough of what you can expect at the Festival of the Holidays, but we really wanted to hone in on this aspect of the festival, and it is amazing. I love it. If you are a traditionalist when it comes to Christmas, this is the event for you. So what Candlelight Processional is, it is a production of musicians and vocalists. This production includes a 50-piece orchestra, professional orchestra, and they accompany a mass choir. So we're talking upwards of like 200 choir members. And what's really great is that the choir kind of changes. Not every night, but like every couple of nights, usually what will happen. Most of these choirs are actually high school choirs or church choirs from around the state, and they will audition, and if they are selected, they will be assigned an evening or two to come sing at Candlelight for everyone. So it is an honor to be chosen to do this. The choirs are great, and then they are actually joined also by Voices of Liberty. They join the choir, and what they do is they sing a selection of songs with the orchestra and a celebrity narrator who will actually go through the traditional Christmas story from the Gospel of Luke in the Bible. And it is a great program, and like we said, these are celebrity narrators. And they will start doing this on November 22nd. So November 22nd, that's coming up really soon. And it will run through December 30th. So it goes even past Christmas a little ways. But just to give you an idea of who is going to be here this year, the very first evening, November 22nd and 23rd, Cheetah Rivera. Cheetah was Anita in West Side Story, the original production on Broadway. So we have a Broadway legend who is going to be doing narration the first couple of nights. December 3rd through 6th is fan favorite Neil Patrick Harris from How I Met Your Mother, Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, Doogie Howser, MD.
A series of unfortunate events most
Yes,
recently.
a series of
Pulled
unfortunate
that
events.
one out of the pop culture obscurity bag.
He will be December 3rd through 6th. And then Whoopi Goldberg will be returning December 7th through 9th. No introduction needed there. Everybody knows who Whoopi is. Then new for this year, Bart Millard. If you are a fan of Christian music, Bart is the lead singer for Mercy Me. He wrote I Can Only Imagine. There was actually a recent movie that came out about that song. So he will be narrating for the first time this year. And then December 15th through 17th, Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan.
Gary Sinise. I still mourn him every time I go on Mission Space. Just not the same.
I don't like Mission Space, so I don't
When was the last time you rode Mission Space?
I never rode Mission Space.
Ever?
No, it looks so scary.
Oh man, add that to the list, I guess. I mean, it's definitely not my favorite attraction, but the update was cool. So if you don't like spinning,
I don't like spinning. That's why I never rode it.
well, you can do the green version, which doesn't spin.
Sure.
So there you go. Gary Sinise, December 15th through 17th. Pat Sajak from Wheel of Fortune will be here December 18th through 20th. And then Ali'i Crevallo. I'm hoping I didn't slaughter her name terribly. I profusely apologize to any Hawaiian residents that listens to this podcast. But the girl who played Moana, this is her first appearance at Candlelight Processional. She's will be narrating.
Fantastic.
Yes, she will be narrating December 21st through 23rd. And then Edward James Olmos from Battlestar Galactica will be narrating December 24th and 25th. So
Big
if you're
nights.
Yes, big nights.
Christmas
So
Eve,
Christmas Eve, Christmas. If you're down at the
Nope.
parks,
Better place to hear the Christmas story than from the guy from Battlestar Galactica. Because that screams Bethlehem.
oh boy. And then December 26th and 27th, probably my favorite narrator that I have ever experienced at Candlelight Processional, Jodie Benson, voice of Ariel from The Little Mermaid. She is wonderful. She is she's great as a narrator. She will be doing it on those dates. And then rounding out the event on December 28th through 30th, Cal Ripken Jr. of baseball fame from the Baltimore Orioles. Nice stint
variety.
Yes.
Actors, singers, athletes, people from more modern things, people from Broadway, and who rose to fame 50 and 60 years ago. So, find a date that you want to go hear somebody, or if you're going to be down there during that time, like, check it out, because I mean, like, you have to know like 90% of the people on this list, maybe 100 if you're a well-rounded individual. So you're sure to hear a familiar voice, see a familiar face, hear a familiar story.
They're very, very popular. The event is very, very popular. It's been running for years. I mean, years. And it's always one of the highlights of the calendar year in Epcot. It's a great way to spend an evening. And we'll actually piggyback off its popularity because it's really popular. It takes place in the American Garden Theater, right in front of the American Adventure, in the back of World Showcase. There are 3 performances each night, one at 5 o'clock, one at 6:45, and one at 8:15, and they all fill up very quickly. And I mean really quickly. So there's a little trick that you have to do to get like a really good seat, and that is taking advantage of the dining packages that they offer for this event. It's a Candlelight Dining Package, and you can find those through your My Disney Experience app or on the website there as well. But there are 17 restaurants in Epcot and actually out of Epcot this year that take place in this offer. And what it is a set price. Price is a little different depending on what restaurant you go to. That will give you your reserved seating for Candlelight Processional. So that is important. So this is the one thing where you can actually get reserved seating ahead of time for a show, and you get it by reserving a dining package. So the way this works is you go to one of these restaurants. Some of them offer breakfast. They offer lunch and dinner for most of the other ones. And then once your bill comes, inside your bill, there will be tickets, like individual tickets that you can use for, it's basically a fast pass to get inside the seating area for one of the shows. and you will be assigned a show time depending on the time you go to dinner and how many have been given out already. If you were not doing the dining package, let me explain exactly what happens. So they are going to let in the queue of people who have dining package reservations, who have that little fast pass type slip of paper in first. And depending on how many people who have bought tickets to the dining package, depends on when you will actually be let in to fill the rest of the remaining seats. There are times where they let people in with those tickets, with the advanced reserve seating, and they fill up 3/4 of the theater seating, and they start letting people in the standby line, and not everybody gets in. So that's where it gets a little tricky, and that's really the benefit of doing the dining package. You get guaranteed seating inside of the event for the time you were given. So the restaurants that are taking part in this are Akershus, Beer Garden, Ale and Compass over at Disney's Yacht Club Resort, so outside of Epcot, Chefs de France, Coral Reef Restaurant, the Garden Grill, La Hacienda over in Mexico, Nine Dragons in China, Restaurant Marrakesh, Rose and Crown, St. Angel Inn, Spice Road Table, Tepanedu, Tokyo Dining, Trattoria Al Forno over at Disney's Boardwalk. That's the other one that is outside of Epcot. Tutto Italia Ristorante, which is right next to Via Napoli in Italy. And then, of course, Via Napoli.
And the ones outside of Epcot, those are short, easy walks back over into the park. Just if you're not familiar, there's an exit or entrance, I guess, deciding on
both
which way you're coming or going.
Yes.
That's how it works. Over between France and the UK, closer over to France, in the World Showcase area, and you can walk over to Boardwalk and Beach Club and a few other resorts in the area. And if you're feeling super just adventurous, FYI, you can walk to and from Hollywood Studios. I recommend not doing that on a summer evening on an empty stomach.
Fortunately, it's winter or late fall. It is
now. Yeah, I'm not speaking from experience, but if you did do that, I would recommend getting ice cream once you get into World Showcase. It'll make you feel better.
But
so don't feel like you're missing out on anything. Like if you're not, bless you. Don't feel like you're not missing out on anything if you're not eating in Epcot, because it's like what, a less than 10 minute walk.
Yeah, it's not bad
over
at all.
To the other resorts.
You can also take one of the friendship boats over to the boardwalk area, because that's where these are. Trattoria Al Forno is actually the Bon Voyage breakfast, which I highly recommend, over near the boardwalk. And then Ale and Compass is in the Yacht Club Resort. Excellent meals. But Akershus, Ale and Compass, Garden Grill, and Trattoria Al Forno offers breakfast. These are the 4 that offer breakfast for the dining package for Candlelight. So, like I said, prices vary. Akershus is going to be $65 for adults, $38 for children. Ale and Compass is $38 for adults, $22 for children. Garden Grill is $48 for adults, $28 for children. And Al Forno is $52 for adults and $30 for children. And
for breakfast.
Yes, this is the breakfast price. And those prices are a little higher than normal prices. And that's because you're getting reserved seating. So the same thing goes with lunch. I mean, just looking at the list here, if you wanted to go to Beer Garden, the lunch price is $55 and the dinner price is $55. for adults, and it's $30 for children. So the prices are just marked up a little higher because of the reserved seating. If you want specific pricing, I'd be more than happy to give that to you. So just shoot me an email. My email is matt@travelnation.net, and just let me know what date you would like to go to Candlelight Processional, and I'll be happy to look at the available options for you for the restaurants and get you some pricing for your party. So
yeah, definitely recommend contacting Matt. There's just a really, really long list. We mentioned like 17 restaurants, and then various prices between lunch and dinner and breakfast. And so you're just trying to figure out how to get the best deal and the time that works for you in that day. It can get a little overwhelming.
And availability goes pretty quick on a lot of these, especially for the more popular narrators like Neil Patrick Harris, Jody Benson, Whoopi. So if you are seriously considering doing one of those nights, get with me, and I'll be happy to look at and check the availability at each restaurant and give you the best option that best fits your needs and your tastes. So, but I mean, they're all Epcot restaurants. You really can't go wrong, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they know how much we like food.
Yep.
So it's not like we haven't mentioned that before.
And we never steer you wrong on food. Let me tell you. So.
No. We'll tell you how it is.
So, like we said, you get your reserved ticket when you get your check from that restaurant. And then, depending on the time, I still recommend going straight to the line to kind of get your spot in line, especially if you want to get up and close. Depends on how close you want to get. If you want like one of the first few rows, try to get there a little bit earlier, because they do start filling up pretty quick, even an hour or so before showtime. Most of the times I do this, I show up early even while another show is going on.
Yeah.
And the line is already starting to form for both the reserve seating and the standby line. So once again, I mean, there's a benefit to doing the reserve seating. You're guaranteed a spot, and you don't have to take the risk of waiting in that standby line and then not having enough space to sit down for the show. That being said, you can stand in the back as long as you're not, blocking any exits or anything, any aisles. And you can still see the show and hear it. But, it's always nice being able to sit down for the length of the show. So,
yeah.
But yeah. Easily one of my favorite events of the year. Love doing it. And we hope you love it too. So if you are a fan of Candlelight Processional, who is your favorite narrator? What is the best memory you have of going to hear a narrator at Candlelight Processional? We love to hear from you. Comment in the comment section underneath the post. Just let us know. I've already shared mine. Jody Benson, loved it. It was awesome. Also, if you have not subscribed to the podcast, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Subscribe to us. Get those automatic updates every week. And we love doing this, and we look forward to chatting with you again next week. So, on behalf of Susie and myself, hope you all have a wonderful week. And until next time, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.